All right, back on the campaign trail for you. Polling still shows the election, it's effectively a toss-up between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. Both candidates are working Thursday to swing voters in the Southwest battleground states of Arizona and Nevada. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, joins us now. He's the man with all the data and all the maps. Just give us your sense of the race in the battleground states and what the likelihood may be that either candidate may overperform what polls currently suggest.
Hey, Errol, we're running out of ways to say close, tight, even, right? Either candidate can win. But you mentioned the battleground since they're in Arizona. I'm going to give you a little bit of a viewer's guide to answer your question. Let me dive into Arizona for that. So in this state, which I will tell you, our polling has this effectively even, right? It's within the margin of error. When you look at the 2020 race, it was really, really close as well. And everybody's eyes are going to be, in particular, on Phoenix, Arizona, in particular on Maricopa County. So when you watch us on election night, we'll be waiting for votes there. We'll be seeing which way that breaks. Look how close it was in 2020. And remember, there's a lot of voters there. There's 2 million voters. And in the city alone, it's a lot of more voters than there are in a lot of states, right? So there's a lot going on here. In fact, if I show you, you asked me about the Latino vote. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on the map here what it looks like even within Phoenix and around. We're going to be doing these deep dives on election night because the darker shading here are more precincts with more Latino voters, right? Here, the central part of Phoenix, not so much as you get out to Scottsdale, more down here south, around the 10 there. Now, what we were going to see is what does turnout look like there, number one? And number two, can Kamala Harris build a little bit on Joe Biden's margins there? She'll need to. If she can't, then that'll bode very well for Donald Trump. So that's how the current events, the things you're seeing about Latino voters, might play out very specifically in a battleground state, Errol.
Yeah, and it's hard to predict. I mean, I went to high school under the P in your map, Westview High School there in the West Valley of Phoenix, home of the Knights.
There you go.
You know, Hispanic voters are not monolithic. They differ on age, on where they may be from, and what their voting trends are historically. I'm wondering what you're looking out for in these next few days. What are you curious to see as it relates to trend lines and projections and predictions?
Well, the biggest thing is going to be turnout. And what I mean by that specifically is that there are counties around the country. You mentioned Nevada earlier in the report, and that's another good example. So I'll use this map like this. In Nevada, Democrats do well. Frankly, they win 2 counties, but one of them is the biggest. It's Clark County. It's Las Vegas, right? But I'm going to be looking to see what the numbers are there. Watch this. If I turn the state on an axis and you see the relative number of votes being cast with the higher bars, there are obviously more. The whole ball game in many ways is this million votes in Las Vegas. What turnout means in this election is that Democrats really have to run that up in the places they do well, in cities, in close-in suburbs. That's what I'm looking for, to see if those numbers hit the kinds of things that Joe Biden had. Because if they fall short of that, then Donald Trump, these patterns in smaller areas, smaller counties, start to add up Republican votes, and that will bode much better for him, Errol.
Anthony, as a fellow data geek, I love the 3D view of the turnout because it helps you understand land doesn't vote, people do, and density matters when we look at all of this come election day. We'll be staying close to you, Anthony. Thanks so much.
Thank you
for joining us today.